It is day number 3, and today's itinerary, we're going to Cafe Medina. It's apparently a really famous brunch place, or a really popular brunch place. So we're going there right now, and then after that, we're heading over to Granville Island, and it's a beautiful sunny day today in Vancouver, so hopefully you get some nice views. After that, we're going to the Vancouver Art Gallery, and I'll let you guys know if it's actually worth going to, although you get in with just a donation, so it costs whatever you want to pay for it, really. And at night, we're going to Tetsu Sushi Bar for their omakase. Apparently, it's the very best omakase place in all of Vancouver. Recommended from a friend, so hopefully that's good. And let's get this day started. We're at our first place now. We're at Cafe Medina. The vibe in here is really cool. It's almost like it's like a coffee shop mixed with a bar. I'm looking forward to the food. Everyone's food looks fantastic. And we order a lot. So I got this Medina Iced Tea. It looks really good. Super refreshing. It has a nice, like, slight hint of acidity. It's solid iced tea. So the waffles, you get to choose what kind of, like, topping you want on it. We got white chocolate, pistachio, rose water. And it's like, yeah, super thick sauce. It's so good. I think this is the best topping I've had on any type of waffle ever. It's almost like condensed milk in like texture. The sweetness and like the flavor is just outstanding. And try the waffle by itself. Extra sugar on top, and it naturally has like a buttery, milky texture to it. I think it might be buttermilk, but it tastes really good, even by itself without the sauce. We also got this like salmon toast, piece of toast under, salmon, a bit of sauce, avocados, looks like some pickled radishes or pickled beets, and sunny side egg on top. I think it's so good. The salmon is super, super creamy, has a lot of flavor. The smokiness is crazy good. Avocados, can't go wrong with avocados. It's like vegetables butter. The bread here is crazy good. Like, they taste so fresh. The crust on the outside is mega crunchy, and then the middle is so soft and it has a nice taste to it. Guys, come here, you're gonna love the bread. Love the bread. We also got a skillet as braised short rib. And let me tell you, that it falls apart. It's so easy to break apart. All you need is like, you can use spoons and break it apart. That's how tender it is. But I'm loving the tomato sauce here. I don't know what they put in it, but it tastes so good. Really good. And each skillet comes with bread. We dip it with that sauce. This bread is so fresh, so fantastic. Some of the best bread ever. Honestly, it's really, really good bread. We just arrived at Granville Island. Have a market here. We're probably gonna try maybe a couple things to eat, maybe just walk around, taking the views, and you guys are coming along, so let's go. There's this bar here that seems super popular, and a lot of people were lining up before trying to go to this bar. It's this waterfront theater. Don't know what it's playing, but it's a theater. So this is the kids market. So inside there's a bunch of like toys, games, dolls, whatever you can find for kids. Right beside it is like this, it looks like a train car that has a bunch of pet treats in it. Whole blacksmith shop that has a ton of like ironwork, cool little pieces of art. And right across from it is Liberty Distillery, established 2010, that sells different types of I guess spirits. Vodka, gin, white aged whiskey. What is white and aged whiskey? That is something I have no idea about. There's a cement plant here, and there's this whole thing that describes how concrete is made, the process of creating concrete, and this little contraption here. It's actually pretty cool, but too bad nothing's really moving through it. I think it's supposed to, and then you get to see kind of what the process is. So we got Lee's Donuts, the famous one inside of Public Market here at Granville Island. Everyone gets this. They say it's the best donuts here in all of Vancouver. I'm here to judge.
Compared to
It's a very solid donut. I feel like the actual batter itself is mixed maybe with like a bit of vanilla or something, and then you get the sugar on top. It's a solid donut. It's super fluffy inside. It's not like hard and stale. Super fresh. You can see them making it from the window. Usually a line, but the line moves pretty quick, so don't be scared if you see a line there. I actually like these donuts more than I do Krispy Kremes, and I know that's like a high standard to pass. But Krispy Kremes to me are a little too airy. These actually, like, you can bite into the dough and taste the dough too, which actually has a great flavor, and not just have a mouthful of pure like sugar. Honestly, huge thumbs up to this donut shop. They're great. Check them out. Show them some love. I'm gonna keep trying donuts. We also have the old fashioned I love how crispy it is on the outside, super soft in the middle, just like eating a cake, and it has a great flavor too. Next, we got chocolate glazed. This is a standard chocolate glaze. It honestly tastes very similar to the Tim Hortons one. If you've ever been to Tim Hortons, it's like that, but this is slightly better, because it's like the construction of the actual donut and like the filling and like the chewiness is almost like a cake. So this one's better, but the taste is very similar. This is a little store here. It's called A La Mode. They have a clam chowder with pastry on top. It looks really good. It smells really good, actually. Has a lot of herbs in it. It's creamy. While the puff pastry is really flaky and it tastes good, the soup is actually not as like flavorful as I would like it. It doesn't have as much of a clam flavor. There's just a lot of herbs and pepper. So we're at the Lobster Man. This place sells different types of lobster rolls, crab rolls, shrimp rolls, even clam chowder and some frozen seafood. But right next door to it is a whole section where they sell live shellfish, and they're in these tanks. You just ask them to pick out however much you want, and you can buy it and have fresh seafood right at home. Too bad they don't actually like do oyster shucking or anything like that on the spot either. That would have been really sick.
We got the signature lobster roll. Came with some chips, and it's like Miss Vicky's chips. And got their the lobster roll is just stuffed to the brim with lobster, with a brioche bun, maybe some mayo, and I don't know, what is that? Green onion, chives. This is really good. It's like super fresh, and you get a nice butteriness from the sauce and the bun. I don't even know what else to say. It just tastes really good. And it's like, because it's so fresh, you get that juice from the lobster. It's better than like almost all the other lobster rolls I've had before.
So after eating this, I honestly think this is super, super fresh. It tastes like it just came out of the ocean, and they buttered up the bun nicely. It's toasted, and the sauce they mix it in with just makes it all that better. And they give you so much lobster on top of it that it makes it super, super worth it for the price of only, I think, $19 plus tax. It's really worth it. You guys should come here to eat this lobster roll. Granville Island, most of the stuff here is like very artisan. So you have little shops here and there that sell different things. Like they have specialty woodwork, they have sake. If you go to the public market, it's almost like a farmer's market, and they have like fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, different meat shops, like fish shops, and then they have actual food there. So they have an entire pickle stand. Oh, they have a ton of cheeses and meats if you're trying to make a charcuterie board. So they got a ton of stuff there. You guys will love coming here and checking out all these things. I'll link everything that we ate, and then you guys can check them out as well. That wraps it up for Granville Island. Now we're going to the Vancouver Art Gallery. I'll see you guys there. Finished at the Vancouver Art Museum, and the exhibits were pretty cool. A lot of stuff is from recent things that artists did, and there were like a lot of reflection on like the culture and things that happened that changed during the pandemic. So it's kind of cool to look at. Although I didn't understand a lot of it, you probably need a guide or something to explain it to you. But it's pretty cool to visit, and if you come on a Tuesday after 5, it's like you get in for just a donation of whatever amount that you feel comfortable giving, but normally it's about like $25. I put down $5 per person, judge off of that. All right, so we're in front of Tetsu Sushi Bar. We're gonna be here for dinner. I don't know how much I'm gonna actually film inside, but I'll get you guys a little bit of footage of each of the things that we have for our omakase, and I'll review it once I get back to the hotel. So we're back at the hotel. Let's do a full review of the entire meal. The appetizer started off with eel wrapped with egg, and that was really delicious. That combination of the two things was just really great. And then there was a king salmon with miso paste, and oh my god, it was so tender and juicy. And then there was oysters. That was really great. In the middle there was gooey duck. So I'm pretty sure not many people know what gooey duck is, so I'll throw up an image somewhere. Gooey duck is a little bit crunchy and like smooth in texture, but it was like a nice salad that they mixed together with some different type of greens. And then the star of the meal, the special piece, their bluefin tuna, seared almost like a steak with their house-made teriyaki sauce, fried garlic flakes on top. And let me tell you, it literally melts in your mouth. You hardly have to chew it. The flavors are just bursting out. It's such a beautiful flavor. They seared it perfectly, and that teriyaki sauce is not like those normal teriyaki sauces that you get in other restaurants or that you can buy in a store. It's much richer in flavor and not as like sticky. You honestly have to try it yourself to really know how special it was, because that was awesome and probably one of the highlights of the entire trip in terms of like the meals that we've had. So there were a lot of pieces of sushi. We got 10 different ones, but I'll just highlight the ones that I thought were the best. That obviously, like, otoro is always going to be on the top of my list. The fatty tuna belly is always so good, so delicious. The sea eel was amazing. It's different from the regular eels that you eat. It's a different texture, different level of meatiness. And they told us that it takes them like a day to prepare because it is not easy to prepare good eel. Those two were some of the highlights. Hokkaido scallops are bomb. I really love that. So they had the uni dish with some fish eggs, and that was like the burst of flavor with the creaminess of the uni mixed so well together. Honestly, it was so good. And then dessert, they gave us both of their desserts, which were, one, you would never believe it, but it's a coffee flavored pudding. So it looks like a milk pudding, but it's fully like coffee flavored. They even reassured us afterwards they use real coffee beans to make that dessert, but it ends up being white. I have no idea how they're doing it, but that's what they do. That dessert was so good. It was like the pudding was silky smooth, and you really get the richness and the flavor of the coffee bean. It was a dessert that I could eat over and over and over again. And the other dessert was a soybean mochi with brown sugar syrup. Some mochis are a little chewy and they kind of like make you chew multiple times. They made it super fresh and it was really good. So it's slightly chewy, but also very soft at the same time. And the flavor combination of the soybean and the brown sugar just works. It's a perfect way to finish a meal. These two desserts were truly amazing. So to summarize the entire meal, this is a 100% you need to come here. If you're a big fan of sushi or like Japanese cuisine, this omakase is actually so good. You should try it if you're in Vancouver. If you're here for a trip, definitely try it because you don't want to miss out. And they're a really small shop, so they have about, at least at this time they had about 10 seats in the entire store. So you really got to make your reservation and make sure that you have a time slot for you, or else you might not be able to eat at this restaurant. The staff was also super friendly to us. They were fantastic, and watching them create each individual piece of sushi was just great to watch. Sit at the counter if you can. If not, you're still gonna have an amazing meal. But watching them prepare everything for you and watching the skill of the chefs is just a treat. So that pretty much wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned because tomorrow we're going off to Whistler to have some fun, and I'm going to see if I can share as much of it as I can, just like today. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash that like button, sub to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.